Update sa tsunami warning kasabay ng malakas na lindol sa offshore ng Sarangani Province kanina umaga. Ating aalamin kasama si PHIVOLCS Director Dr. Teresito Bacolcol. Dr. Bacolcol, magandang tanghali po sa inyo.
Yes ma'am, magandang tanghali din po sa inyo.
Alright, ano po ang pinakahuling assessment ng PHIVOLCS sa malakas na lindol na yumanig sa Mindanao? Maaari po ba ninyong idetalye sa atin ang eksaktong origin ng lindol, yung pong intensity at saang mga lugar naramdaman ang malalakas na pagyanig?
Okay, so based on our latest assessment, this was a magnitude 7.8 tectonic earthquake that nangyari at 7:37 a.m. So yung generator po ng lindol is the Cotabato Trench. At saka yung epicenter niya is located 32 kilometers southwest of Maasim, Sarangani, and may lalim po ito na 33 kilometers. Malakas po talaga yung pagyanig. We recorded intensity 7 in General Santos City, while intensity 6 naman sa may Palimbang and Senator Ninoy Aquino in Sultan Kudarat. And the earthquake was felt across much of Mindanao and even in some parts of the Visayas.
Ilan po ang mga naitalang aftershock so far po matapos ang pagyanig kanina umaga?
As of 10 a.m. kanina, nakapagtala na po tayo ng 137 aftershocks. And out of these 137, 6 yung naramdaman ng publiko. And yung pinakamataas na aftershock natin is magnitude 6.7.
Okay. Dr. Bacolcol, si Joshua Garcia po ito. Marami pong residente ang nababahala dahil po sa tsunami warning at may naitala na rin pong tsunami waves. Ano po ang detalye dito?
Well, naintindihan po natin yung concern ng ating mga kababayan. The tsunami warning was issued because the earthquake, nangyari po yan sa dagat. And based on our sea level stations, may 1.4 meter tsunami waves sa may Kiamba, Sarangani, 1 meter naman sa may Calamansig, Sultan Kudarat, 1 meter din sa Maasim, Sarangani at less than 1 meter sa Maymati, Davao Oriental and in Zamboanga City.
Doctor, si Greg Gregorio po ito. Kumusta po ngayon yung pakikipag-ugnayan ng PHIVOLCS sa OCD at yung iba't ibang LGUs at iba pang ahensya siyempre na para matiyak yung mabilis po nating naipararating sa publiko, mga update o anumang tulong?
Okay, so very closely coordinated po tayo with OCD, INDRMC, local government units, and other response agencies. So during events like this, mabilis na coordination is napaka-importante po yan. And kami naman sa PHIVOLCS, we continuously provide earthquake information, tsunami advisories, and technical assessment so that yung mga local authorities natin, they can make informed decisions regarding evacuations and emergency response operations.
Okay, Doc, ito po, marami po ang nalilito, yung iba po ay hindi sigurado kung kailan dapat lumikas kapag mayroon pong tsunami advisory o warning. Maaari po ba ninyong ipaliwanag ito pong tamang protocol na dapat pong sundin ng mga komunidad tungkol dito?
Okay po, sa pinaka-importante po nating malaman or nating ma-remember is this. Kapag may official tsunami warning and you are in a coastal area, evacuate immediately. Huwag na po nating hintayin ang alon bago tayo umalis. Tsunami waves can arrive within minutes depending on the location. So once instructed po tayo to evacuate, we have to move to higher ground or farther inland as quickly as possible. And kapag may nakita tayong waves, kahit sa tingin natin maliit lamang, huwag po kaagad tayong bumalik. Because yung subsequent waves can be larger. Again, always wait for official all clear from authorities galing sa tanggapan namin.
Okay. Dr. Bacolcol, pakipaliwanag po para po mas maunawaan ng ating mga kababayan. Ito po mga naitala nyo na 1 metron taas na tsunami waves. Maaari ba itong tumaas pa gawa ng aftershocks? At hanggang kailan po maaaring asahan yung tagal ng aftershocks sa ganitong kalalakas lindol?
Yung mga aftershocks natin would last for several weeks to even several months. In fact, yung lindol na nangyari sa Cebu last year hanggang as early as late as January this year, meron pa rin tayong mga aftershocks na naramdaman. So, pero habang tumatagal naman yung aftershocks natin, humihina and lumiliit yung magnitude and kumukonti yung number.
Dr. Bacolcol, kanina nabanggit po ninyo, may kaugnayan sa Cotabato Trench itong 7.8 magnitude na lindol kaninang umaga. Pero may kaugnayan o relasyon din po ba ito sa iba pang mga pagyanig dyan sa Mindanao o magkakahiwalay na seismic activities po ba ito?
Magkakahiwalay po ito na seismic events at present. Again, wala po tayong nakikitang direct evidence na itong lindol na ito is related to other recent earthquakes in different parts of the country. This event, again, is associated with the motion or the movement along the Cotabato Trench. So yung mga iba't ibang trenches natin and fault systems, they have their own tectonic processes and stress conditions. So based on current data, we consider this separate seismic event unless future analysis would show otherwise.
Opo, related to that, gaano po kalaki ang naging epekto ng lindol sa mga fault line system or fault systems po sa Mindanao and even possibly na baka matrigger po ang paggalaw ng pangkalapit na fault lines?
Okay, so yung a large earthquake such as this can alter yung stress distribution in nearby faults. So when we say nearby faults, they should be close to each other. In fact, nangyari na po yan noong October 2019. Sa lupa naman, meron tayong several magnitude 6 and above earthquakes. In 1 month, merong 4. And these were triggered by stress transfer, meaning yung fault releases stress and the stress is transferred to a nearby fault. And yung fault naman would, as a result, magpuproduce ng lindol. But they have to be very close to each other, less than 5 kilometers apart. Again, yung nangyari kanina does not automatically mean na another major earthquake will occur. Again, earthquake occurrence depends on many factors and hindi natin, it's not possible to predict exactly if or when another fault will move.
Okay. Kaugnay naman po ng ito nga po pagpasok ng tag-ulan at habagat season na, Dr. Bacolcol, paano po maaaring magdulot ng karagdagang panganib ang isang malakas na lindol gaya nito, lalo na sa mga landslide at flood-prone areas?
Okay, yung major earthquake katulad ng magnitude 7.8 kanina, they can weaken slopes or even landslides, even if landslides do not happen immediately. So kapag sinundan ito ng heavy rainfall, yung likelihood ng landslides, rockfalls, and debris flows increases. So that's the reason why communities in mountainous and yung mga landslide-prone areas should remain vigilant, especially if they observe cracks in the ground, kapag may mga trees na naglilin or unusual slope movement after the earthquake.
Alright, panghuli na lamang po, Dr. Bacolcol, mensahe at paalala nyo na lamang po sa ating mga kababayan, lalo na dyan sa Mindanao region.
Okay, so sa ating mga kababayan sa Mindanao, we encourage everyone to remain, dapat kalmado lang sila, but same time vigilant. So if there is a strong aftershock, they do the duck cover and hold. Kapag may mga visible cracks sa mga buildings or structures, huwag mo nang pumasok. Kung hindi naman ito nasira during the main shock, baka mag-collapse ito during a strong aftershock. So, seek advice from your municipal or city engineering office.
Alright, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, PHIVOLCS Director Dr. Teresito Bacolcol. Magandang hapon po.